Hey, what's up guys, this is Astranox. We got the patch notes for the 3rd of December. Let me talk about these drop rate up banners. Should you be pulling for any of these heroes? We got the side story, Mystical Moonlight Theater. And this is going to be a puzzle. Love those, very simple. You can just roll them, get whatever mission you prefer. You have 10 free rolls. And yeah, simple, easy, love it. So the drop rate up, we got Basar, amazing hero, awesome hero. I'll talk about, if you should be pulling for him. Why is he that strong? And Abyssal Crown, such a cancerous artifact. If you don't know, oh my god, if you are facing a team with a mage or more and you keep on getting stunned, it might be because of Abyssal Crown. So yes, here's your chance to get Basar and Abyssal Crown, but they're not limited. They're not limited, so that's the thing. There's Lidica and Sword of Judgment. Talking about limited, we should have a new limited hero soon. We had Landy, she was brand new. Then we got the repeat of Luna. We should have a brand new limited hero coming up. Could be Illunav. Let us know what you guys think. You think it's gonna be her? Maybe someone else? Let us know in the comment section. Which element do you think this hero might be? Which class? I'm curious. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. So yes, let me talk about Basar and Lidica. Basar is a hero that is extremely deadly. He does have counter Holiday Fiend. You can outspeed him. You can just, yes, outspeed him and take him out like when it's with an Assassin Sid. But still, he is, you can see him in arena defense, in high league, not as much as in the past, but still, for one hero, his kit does a lot of stuff. He's a mage, you can wear Tagil's Ancient Book on him, you can be wearing his artifact, Abyssal Crown, and the skill number 3, right? 4-turn cooldown on this thing, attacks everyone, dispel all buffs. All buffs. Benevolent Roman, I will be comparing him to Benevolent Roman, can only remove 2 buffs, but Basar removes all. And he can, well, he applies unable to buff debuff on everyone for 2 turns, and also reduce combat units by 30%. A lot of stuff is happening with the skill number 3. If you go first with him, you do this against the enemy team, you're pushing them back, they cannot get a buff, so you are heavily crippling them, and then there's that skill 2 coming up. And the soul burn here ignores effect resistance for 20 souls. So if you wear Tagil's Ancient Book, you don't even need to wear that, need to have that much effectiveness on him. You can just soul burn and and cripple them heavily. And then the skill 2 attacks everyone, 75% chance to decrease hit chance and attack. So hit chance debuff and attack debuff, that's really dangerous. Like, you are heavily crippling the enemy team when you're applying this. Yes, it's not 100% chance like Dizzy, let's say, but this is a skill 2 and a 3-turn cooldown. And if you apply one or both, yes, they will be dealing, well, not much less damage, but decreased hit chance is a chance for them to miss. They might get lucky and still land their crits, but attack break, cutting their attack in half is huge. And then you've got this thing that transfers a debuff off of Basar onto the enemy, and yeah, 75% chance, and then apply a random debuff for 2 turns. The random debuff can be silenced, decrease defense, decrease attack, or unhealable. So the skill ups on this hero are not that hard. You get the -1 turn here, you get the effect chance, so you basically do +3, +3, and +3 later on to get the effect chance on skill 1. Now he's got memory imprint that, for himself it's nice, effectiveness 27%. For the team it's effectiveness not so desirable. So Benevolent Roman, the thing is, if you do have him built, or you can build him, he shines in some areas more than Basar. The thing is, he's got more speed. He's got 4 more speed than Basar, with a speed set that's 5 more speed. So that could be a game changer for you. He can only remove 2 buffs, but that is enough when you open against an enemy team. Like, you remove the immunity, you remove the barrier, and then you can do your stuff. 75% chance to silence for 2 turns. This is actually a game changer if you silence a key hero, or you could silence up to their whole team if you get lucky. 4-turn cooldown after skill up, you get an extra turn with the soul burn for 20 souls. You can wear Tagil's Ancient Book on him, you can wear Abyssal Crown, mage artifacts are amazing. And this is random, that's the thing though. Basar is not random, it's 30% combat units reduction, all built into the skill 3 that can ignore effect resistance. This is, you know, if you attack a silenced target, it's double the chance, so 70% chance instead of 35% chance, but it's still not 100. And the combat chance reduction is going to be between 15 and 50%, so that's not cool. Another problem when I use Benevolent Roman is that if you're fighting a team with Roana, when you use the skill 1 and you trigger that extra attack, the mana burst, this acts as a extra attack and it will heal the whole team. So that could be dangerous if that happens. Actually, he cannot get his combat just pushed back. You know, you don't need to skill him up. 80% is plenty. So yes, he's still like an amazing hero. And the cool thing is that the effectiveness is kind of like easy to get because he can use Ice Roman to boost his effectiveness, and he also has attack increase for top and back positions, which like you know, Basar doesn't have that. So if you could introduce him in a team with a damage dealer or dealers, Benevolent Roman, and he's gonna fit better there. And if you land a silence or more, it could definitely be very, very deadly. Basar, you know, he's a 5-star hero, so his base stats are gonna be better. And Benevolent Roman, he's a 4-star hero. He's Moonlight, so he's harder to obtain though, and you cannot pity a 4-star Moonlight hero. So there's also that. Basar has 70 defense more than Broman. He's got like you know, 200 something health less though. But yes, that 5 speed could definitely be a turning point, you know, Broman versus Basar. But yes, Basar, the thing is, he can cripple the whole enemy team with decreased hit chance and attack down, so that could definitely be very, very dangerous. So you can be building him like super fast. If you set him on your defense, you outspeed the enemy team. They're trying to like speed cleave you, just try to outspeed you and like burst you down with a bunch of damage, AoE, single target, whatever. If you go first with Basar, that's it, man. You're cutting their damage by so much. They cannot get a tag buff, greater tag buff. If you land that, man, I mean, they're not going to be dealing much damage at all unless they're able to cleanse. If they bring Holiday Yufine, of course, Basar is not going to be working too well. So yes, I mean, advantages, disadvantages, like there's pros and cons, of course. Basar is not limited though, so yeah, I mean, you might end up pulling him one day. You know, to be honest, I played like for over 2 years on my first account. I still don't have Basar, but on my other accounts, I have Basar on all, well, on 2 other accounts. The 4th one, I don't have him. Ambitious Tywin can counter Basar to deal with the Unable to be Buff debuff, but if you have Abyssal Crown and you land Unable to be Buff debuff, that gets removed by Ambitious Tywin, right? But the stun of Abyssal Crown will stick on the target or the target, so keep that in mind. With Basar, it's very simple to gear him. You just put all your best speed gear on him, and then you can also have just Tagil's Ancient Book, Soul Burn the skill 3, boom, that's done. You don't even need that much effectiveness, but you know, you can get your best speed, some effectiveness. And if you want to push it, you could increase his survivability. You can even push it even further and have an immunity set on him. But having your best speed and all that is going to be extremely hard. You could build him slower, more beefy, more health, more defense. And I would stack more defense than health and have an immunity set on him because his base defense is much higher than his health. So you would increase his effective health, his survivability by much more if you did that. And you know, if you make him slower, then there's some things like when they're trying to go against you, right? They're attacking your team on defense or whatever. Let's say they bring like a Desert Jewel Basar, and the Desert Jewel Basar is faster than the Basar, and you're slower than him. Then like you're gonna be able to just cripple them after they apply the immunity, or they're gonna have to skip the S3 and then like wait a turn, and then that's gonna throw their whole plan out the window. So yeah, there are different ways to build Basar, and I've seen all sorts of Basars. And he is definitely quite annoying to deal with. I personally just use a combat genius booster, let's say like 3-star Fire Thief Judith, and then I use like a speed buffer, an attack buffer like my Sinful Angelica. I mean, you could be using like Rosette plus Maya. Then I have my 4-star Earth Sid. He just takes out one of their you know, biggest threat damage dealer, and then he gets the extra turn after he lands a kill, and then takes out the other damage dealer or soften that damage dealer up, and then I have a second damage dealer that finish off that target. Then I'm left with the Fallen Cecilia plus Basar, which I can just auto. So it's no big deal. You know, using a cleave team versus like a Basar defense is not as easy because you might be relying on defense break. You might be, you know, you might not have as much damage as using single target damage dealers. So you have to be careful about this stuff. But yes, I mean, Basar, you can use him yourself, and you're going to be putting yourself in a good position. Basar is great when you're trying to set up a defense break on the enemy team because very reliable with the ignore effect resistance here. Of course, you're not going to be bringing him versus like multiple fire heroes. You could be bringing him versus a team that does have a fire hero, but then like there is like Lilias that can counter him as well. So you got to be careful. There's a few counters for Basar, so just you know, watch out for that. Another thing I want to point out about Benevolent Roman is that, you know, you soul burn this, you get an extra turn. So you have an AoE here, and then you have, you know, a single target attack here, and then this could trigger the mana burst for another AoE attack. So if you're using Abyssal Crown on this hero, you're getting you know, a bit more. You're getting 2 AoE attacks plus a single target attack to potentially trigger a stun with Abyssal Crown. So that's very dangerous, and that's a big benefit that Broman has over Basar, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for a stripper and you don't want to pull for Basar, you want to set up a defense break, just like you can build like the Dark Mage Jurado as well, which is actually quite amazing. Lidica is a hero that is quite disruptive. With her 124 base speed, she's able to go first, and then she can, you know, she can be used versus Basar. You can use her to decrease buff duration by 1 turn, which means like an immunity set is going to be gone even if they have a Fallen Cecilia, even if they have Barry on their team plus immunity. That immunity will not be protected, it will be removed with this thing. But there is the 15% innate resist, which you have to worry about. Basar doesn't have to worry about the 15% innate resist because he ignores effect resistance with the soul burn of skill 3, but Lidica, she doesn't fall in that category. And then this thing, you know, decrease combat units by 100% is insane. And then you decrease speed down debuff for 2 turns. They are slowed down by 30% less speed, and they already lost all their combat units. That is huge. They lost like more than a turn, you know, because of that, unless they cleanse that speed down. Grants the caster skill nullifier 1, so she was buffed not that long ago, and she's definitely quite dangerous. So you've got 4 turn cooldown on this thing, the skill 2 attacks all, and you've got 100% chance each to decrease hit chance. That debuff, you know, 50% chance of them missing their attack, and then unhealable for 1 turn as well. And then finally dispels 1 buff. Doesn't dispel first and then does those things. 3 turn cooldown on this thing, pretty nice. And the skill 1, decrease the combat units of the target by 10%, 20% if the target is debuffed. And Memory Imprint, she's got attack for top and bottom position, doesn't affect herself, or for herself up to 18% you know, attack increase. So her stats 124 you know, base speed is actually very high. You can outspeed like plenty of heroes with her, and she's gonna be a great opener. Her survivability is not too bad actually. She doesn't have any effectiveness though, so if you're trying to squeeze damage on this hero on top of everything else, it's going to be very hard, guys, because I'm thinking here like Fateless Lidica type of gear level, and you're even trying to push the damage. It's not going to be a hero that you can do all these things, go first and do like crazy damage. So you're going to have to like decide, and that's not going to be the best hero to really do damage. She's going to be you know, she controls the enemy team. She opens, and then she cripples that key target. So that's where she's gonna shine, and then she's a ranger, so she can use ranger artifacts. But yeah, she's a good hero. She's not limited. She's fire, so she's got you know, disadvantage versus ice, so you have to keep that in mind as well. She has an AoE here, so against like Seaside Bellona, she's fire too. So if you get counter pick in like World Arena with her, this attacks everyone, and then you're gonna be giving her like a bunch of focus as well, so you have to be careful about that stuff. With Lidica, you also have ignore effect resistance with the skill 2. That's pretty nice, only 10 souls, so it could be quite powerful. The thing is, you know, if they have immunity, you're not going to be able to just open up with this thing and apply these debuffs, so you have to be careful about that. Usually you open up with skill number 3, unless you have a cleanser. Maybe you want to open up with skill number 2, but this is going to heavily cripple a target. But once again, the 15% innate resist might be messing you up good. Remember guys, don't chase for the artifacts, right? Abyssal Crown and Sword of Judgment, you can just grab them from the Powder of Knowledge whenever they show up in the rotation, or you can just buy them for 240 Powder of Knowledge when the banner are going to be up. So there's different options. You might already have them. If you're trying to limit break, the rotation's not there, they're not, the banners are not there anymore, you could be using Powder of Knowledge, which I don't recommend. You should save that for limited artifacts though, so yeah, keep that in mind. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like. If you loved it, consider subscribing to the channel. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.